Hey, what's up, y'all? I hope that you guys are having a good day and hope that today is better than yesterday. And hopefully, by the way today is going, tomorrow looks just a little bit brighter. So recently, somebody reminded me that we all have the opportunity to be of service to others. Some might say it's a responsibility. But being that the way that this world is going has been so tempestuous and alarming, I decided to use my gift to help encourage others. So welcome to my YouTube channel of encouragement. My name is Carneldi, and let me tell you why I'm starting this channel. So 2021, right? 2021 was, I'm just gonna keep it 5. 2021 was not a good year. It was not a good year, okay? There were blessings that came in 2021 and from 2021 through 2021. Thank God for that. But overall, it was not a good year. So when I look at the year I had personally, I'm like, man, a lot of disappointments, a lot of areas of opportunity. And even more importantly, conversations that I had with others, my friends, my family members, acquaintances, just the day-to-day struggles that people are going through, the issues that they have, the problems that they're facing. And I'm like, I'm not going through this alone. This is not a tough year just for me. Many people are having a tough year, and everybody is looking for some sort of encouragement, right? They're looking for someone to uplift their spirits. They're looking for some good news, right? A hope, a light. And I said, by the grace of God, I have an opportunity to help bring that light forward. And I said, I have to seize that opportunity, And, by the grace of God, I'm not a professional or anything like that. But I believe when God gives you a gift, he gives it to you to use to help others, right? And that's what I want to do. So I thought about this particular piece that I wrote, and it speaks directly to everyone going through something right now. That's what I feel. Everyone going through this turmoil of this pestilence, right? Really, and I like that word because I found that pandemic is the word that we've been using, but really the term, like in the word, is pestilence. So, this is the pestilence that we're in now. And as I was thinking about this thing that I wrote years ago, before this pestilence, the season of pestilence, or I don't know what you want to call it, but I said, wow, this particular piece, this particular text or poem speaks to what we're going through now. And I just said, I want to share this with whomever will listen, whomever this might help, whomever could use, or whoever could use this, these words of encouragement. And it's just, I think, reality, not trying to be so, I don't know, perfect or politically correct, but just speaking to those who are going through stuff. And it helps encourage me, gives me strength, and I pray that it does the same thing for you. The reality is, it's not going through stuff. These are hard times. People that I know personally, they don't want to be here anymore. They don't want to exist in this realm anymore. They are doing things to leave, to get out of this place. People are tired. They're fed up. They don't know who to believe. They don't know who to follow, what to choose, right? The year I had, just to give you a little bit of insight, because it's really not about me, but you probably could notice that my eyes look a little off, unfortunately. Last year, March, I had my second surgery in my right eye, which was, I had a retinopathy. So it's when your retina in your eye gets detached, and the doctors attempted to reattach it. And my vision wasn't perfect, but I did have some sort of vision. In fact, there was a doctor who said, with everything going on in his eye, how is his vision so good? And another doctor I sat with and he said, hey, with what's going on in your eye, I've seen way worse and people have gotten, great results. So you're going to be fine. You're going to be great. And I said, wow, that was an amazing piece of news for me. It really encouraged me so much. But I'm just going to give you bits and pieces because I don't want to really bore you guys. But the two surgeons who said that they were going to perform surgery on me did not touch me in the surgery. Well, one of them kind of like gave an assistance for maybe like, I don't know, 15, 20 seconds. But they had a resident who is a doctor, obviously, give him his credit due, but lacked experience tremendously. And during the operation, the two surgeons who told me that they were going to operate on me, who practically didn't touch me, left the operating room, to the point where the resident was like, they left. The doctors, they actually left. He's like, like chuckling, but not in a way where I think you get it, And so fast forward, I end up going to the emergency room that night. If anybody wants to know, more details, I'll be, happy to give that. But I just want to, I guess, be more straight to the point, if you will, as far as time and just, I don't know, making the video a little bit better and more appealing so that we can get to, I guess, the meat and potatoes, I guess, maybe, I don't know. But anyway, so fast forward that night, I had extreme pain. I ended up going to the emergency room. And all the while, my mother-in-law was passing away. My wife was spending time with her, her last few moments. So I wanted to respect that. But I was also in severe pain. And I am one of those people who can tolerate pain. I have a great pain threshold. So eventually I couldn't take it. And I said to my wife, I have to go to the ER. And we went. My blood pressure was ridiculous, through the roof, like somewhere around 200 over 110. They ended up giving me some serious medication, morphine and Percocet, and it was terrible. So fast forward, the next day, went for the follow-up visit with the resident who saw me. And he noted that the pressure in the eye, now normal pressure is somewhere between like 12 and 19, somewhere around there. He noted that it was about 79 in the eye. So I had my wife on the phone, thank God, because otherwise I would have thought that I was, making things up or whatever. We hear him speaking with his colleague, one or two of his colleagues actually, saying that, the eye was like still soft. So he put more fluid in there, more oil in the eye. And obviously that caused the pressure, right? And even till now, my eye is not, I'm still, going through pain here and there, pressure here and there. And this is almost a year later. So he said to one of the other doctors, he said that he's going to perform laser surgery right then and there in the chair to try and alleviate the pressure. So we went from a 79. He attempted the laser surgery, which I felt. It was like someone plucking right into your eye. Every time he zapped it, it was so painful, like I'm tearing up. And it went from a 79 up to an 86 or something like that. It's almost a year now, so I can't remember the exact numbers, but I know it was way up there. So it went higher. And he called another doctor on the phone and explained the situation to the doctor and said, well, because of COVID, we can't operate on him again because he has to take a COVID test, and within 5 days, then they can operate. And they hung up the phone, and I'm like, in my mind, I'm saying, no way, no way. Like, give me the scalpel or whatever it is, I'll take it out myself, because the pain that I'm feeling is insane. And thank God, I thank you, Lord, because that doctor called the resident back, and he said, well, listen, February has 28 days, and therefore he's within the 5 days still, thank God. This was the 4th, March 4th now. The surgery was on the 3rd. So the 28th, 29th, no, 28th, the 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th, right? So I was within the 5 days. And the doctor said, yeah, it's 28 days, so you can go in and perform the surgery. And I said, Lord, thank you so much. But I don't know what was going on with my body. I was extremely, extremely cold, like freezing. I asked for a blanket. They gave me 2 blankets, thank God. And I would put it on, and moments later, not even like a full minute, my body starts burning up. And I take the blankets off. And again, not even a minute later, my temperature tanks. I'm freezing. And I'm going back and forth like this until they get me to the operating room, which seemed like forever. So they operated again. They took the oil out as much as they could. There's still some oil in the eye. And they put gas instead. At that time, I didn't know it, but the damage was already done. And, you know, they were saying, well, you know, it could take 8 weeks, 10 weeks, 12 weeks till you start seeing and stuff. So several weeks passed, months passed, and they finally injected a dye in my bloodstream for them to take a picture of my eye. And that picture revealed that, in their words, the nerves are dead and that there's nothing they can do, and I'll never see out the eye again. Their words. Short of a miracle, I'll never see out the eye again. I can tell if a light is on, but that's it. And you know, I believe in miracles, and I know that God made my eye, so there's nothing to him to restore it, you know. And it's all up to him, and I believe him to do whatever he wants to do. I just want his will to be done. But I'm also content, thank God. Thank God for great leadership that is around me, a great headship of my pastor, and his encouraging words, you know, just through his sermons, just through his behavior, through his unction, you know, I'm able to be content with not being able to see out the eye. Yes, there's some frustrations because I can't see anything, you know, from here on, basically. Well, not basically, I should say literally. I can't see anything, but I'm content, thank God. I know that I could have been depressed. There was a time I was angry, frustrated, felt like I had no voice whatsoever. No voice. And I never understood what that felt like. You know, I'm not going to compare myself to anyone who's ever said that, because I don't want to come off as insensitive or whatever have you. But I understand when anyone says like they feel voiceless, I hear you. I feel you, and I understand. I get it, and I pray for you. And I want you to know what you needed to know. That Jesus Christ, he hears you. He's there with you. He cares. You matter to him. And your voice, it resonates within the heavens. Absolutely. So the damage was already done, and the doctors were just like, you know, they're just like avoiding, like, you know, like it's done, like we're moving on, you know. And I'm like, so what can be done? There's no other options. So is there any type of surgery? No, that's it. So basically this is it. This is where, yeah. And they want to focus on this eye. I have to keep talking about the eye that I just lost. They just want to focus on this eye. So it was a horrible experience, you know. Again, I was saddened by it. You know, I wanted to have hope, you know, and I did have hope, you know, but like I said, eventually I was able to be content. You know, my mother-in-law, she passed away the day of my second surgery. You know, so tough year. Many more things followed. You know, since the beginning of the year, it was tough. So anyway, that's just a little snippet of what I experienced. But talking to relatives and everything, finding out that these young people, my young family members, are attempting to take their lives. You know, other people that I'm speaking to, when they just fed up, they give up. People that have lost jobs, professionals that have worked in their field for years, caring for others, risking their lives, have lost their jobs, you know, unwillingly. You know, even when they say, hey, look, this is my religious belief. I have a spiritual conviction or religious conviction, and it gets thrown out. You know, and that hurts. It's painful. So anyway, all these things are part of the reason why I want to share this with whomever will listen and whomever will share it. And I just want to ask everyone to send this to someone who you think could use it, or someone who you know might know someone who could use it. Please. I appreciate you guys. God bless. And this is called Season. Overwhelming despair in the midst of the darkest of clouds, fog and flooding rains, resounding winds overtaking all our efforts. Error begets further error, failing attempts and futile arrangements to move forward, non-progressive steps, day after day. Sadness, anger, frustration, fear, disbelief, lack of faith, feeling lost and confused. These have been our days. And during these days, we've succumbed to great loss. We've suffered greatly, and surely there is more to come. We've endured sicknesses, various ailments and diseases. We've undergone stress, mental anguish and agony. Painfully, we've failed others. We have disappointed ourselves. And overall, we've sinned against God. The enemy has us right where he wants us, believing in the pain, believing in the physical debt, self-torture, spiritual disconnect, emotional mortgage, and mental bankruptcy. Believing in our now, forfeiting God's promises, forgetting God's love, failing to remember God's sacrifice. We are battered, beaten, and bruised. Who could want the likes of us? Who would bring light to our darkness? Downcast, casted out. Outcast, casted down. Forsaken in the bland blanket of desolation. Fully diminished in depleted power and strength. Not a sliding stumble, but a fully unforeseen fall. Never to get up again. Never to rise. Never, ever, ever. Because the expenses are explicitly too expensive. The debts are categorically too burdensome. These frightening walls are dark and narrowing, too trapped to be set free, too deep underneath to gasp for air. This is it. This is our destiny. This extended narrative is etched into tombstone, while income is subtracting and dividing. Finances prove to be underdeveloped in response to sorts of charges that are unknown spiritually, emotionally, and psychologically. Investments which conjure adverse reactions on a ferocious scale. Our sicknesses are too complex. Our surrounding place is too complicated. Our lives are underwhelming, and our vital signs faint. We want to give up and give in. While the past has passed, it's a wrap for our presence in the present. In the future, we remember that the past had passed. We'll look back and see that our future has always been in his hands. And knowing currently our presence in the now is a gift of grace. Remembering the future and that there's a guarantee that has preceded our existence, and it extends far beyond the horizon, deep into eternity. So we can take heart even through the bitterness of this blossoming winter. We can look forward to the fulfillment of the hope. We can believe in a rescue, the rescue of our hero. We can place our confidence within He who is everlasting and eternally mindful of man. We can rely on the nature of change because it is all just for a season. Thank God.